Hello! Tools like DNspy can be used to decompile and reverse engineer to crack software, and in this video I'm going to show you how that is done. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going dark. So DNspy decompilation, right? For the actual task of decompilation, DNspy is preferred. It's feature rich and it's dark mode by default. For those getting more advanced, JetBrains and .peek provides a number of advanced features. So with DNspy, decompilation is straightforward. Now, open DNspy, drag and drop your executable, and you're good to go. And I'm gonna tell Peter to put these things on the screen so you guys can follow along, right? Now there's debugging. Most worthwhile decompilers will include a debugger. With this, we can run the binary we're working with and review the code as we test features. DNspy lets you execute a loaded DLL through the .NET framework under debug, start debugging, right? You'd select your debug engine, the executable, the working directory, and runtime arguments. If it's a web app, by default, it will run on localhost 5000. Trace points and breakpoints. One of the most important features for testing .NET binaries is the ability to set trace points and breakpoints, right? Trace points log actions as they occur, and breakpoints pause the execution of the program when a certain line of code is reached. With DNspy, you can set trace points and breakpoints on the functionality of the entire classes, right? DNspy offers a rich logging suite that lets us control exactly what's being logged, including the name of a function or the values of local variables, right? By right-clicking a class and selecting Add Class Trace Point, we can define and enter suite of trace points and exactly what's being logged. That's very important. So it also provides all of the values to log different variables like the function, the name, memory addresses, process name, etc. So, and Peter put that code on the screen so the users can follow along. So in DVC Sharp API, we'll set a class trace point on the products controller class and log the function name. Now, anytime we send a request to the API that calls a function in the products controller, we'll see the function name in the log. So breakpoints are similar. They're a similar concept. The key difference is that instead of just logging the function executed, it will actually pause the program execution as it hits a specific line of code. Breakpoints can be created through the same contextual menu on a class or by clicking in the left hand margin of the decompiled code. Now, stepping into and over, right? When using a breakpoint to debug an application, we may want to inspect each instruction as it's executed. We can step into or step over functions. So stepping into F11 will move on the next sequential instruction in the function call. Stepping over F12 will execute the entire function and pause at the next function call. This lets you get extremely granular in your inspection of function execution. Now, of course, using breakpoints to walk through code execution is great, but let's analyze some variables, right? You will usually want to see how variables are being manipulated at each step of execution. DNspy allows us to easily view the values of local variables and objects to, at each step of the execution. So as an example, DVC Sharp API to create a product, but create a breakpoint at the start of the post function, right? After sending the API request, the program execution pauses and we can inspect the product object in the locals tab. Even better, we can include these variables and their values in our logging messages. If we go back to modify our trace point or breakpoint and, for example, wanted to include the product name in the log message, we can do the following. This works exactly the same way for both trace points and breakpoints. So when inspecting the logs, we'd see the following. So that is DNspy, right? But we don't have to stop there. You can have fun with other types of cracking software tools like Hashcat, right? That's one of the most widely used password recovery tools. It supports various hashing algorithms. You have THC Hydra, that's a security testing tool. It's a fast network logging cracker that supports numerous protocols, and it's often used for penetration testing and security audits. So please take a moment right now if you like this video to hit that subscribe button and the like button. I appreciate your viewership. Stay safe. See you on the next video.